First of all, I'm sorry. First of all, I'm going to say I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not as consistent when it comes to every news topic, but I'll be on here occasionally. It's going to be sporadic. I'm sure you guys have a lot of other cats that you listen to that are definitely more reliable and more precise than I am when it comes to covering just different things. A lot of great people on here that have greater content than me, but I just come on here occasionally to give opinions of certain things. Um you see Marrianne Williamson, from what I understand, she dropped out of the race. Not that I would probably vote for her because I wasn't sure. Even when I did my first video, it was more of a question to see what this woman was really about. And I still wasn't really sure. I was glad that she brought up um, our reparations as black people. I was impressed by that. But at the same time, it's not like I totally fall in love with any political candidates, no matter what. I'm always suspect of them. I question everything any political candidate offers because it's just a weird position to be in. And most of them haven't really gave me the best opinions about politicians. So yeah, she dropped out, but a lot of us kind of saw that coming anyway. It just didn't really seem like she was gaining any momentum or just a large voice. And then she had this sort of hippie thing going on, where it's just some people would probably regard her as a kook to some degree, you know, like just simple statements and stuff like all we need is love. Okay, the Beatles said that in like 1960 something, I don't know. Or just vague stuff like that. Like, okay, I don't appreciate, some of the things that I found out about her as well, when it came to her calling herself the bitch of God. God does not function like that. It's like, yeah, that was some definite personal problems, but she definitely dropped out. Um, I don't know what she really had to offer. I mean, I'm glad she said what she did, but if she got in there, would she really stand by what she said as far as like black reparations go? You know? Like, my thing is action. I'm glad she talked about it, but I want to see action. She didn't practice the benign neglect so much, but action still shows louder than words when it comes to that. So she's out, y'all. Let's get Fakahontas, Lizzie Warren out. She needs to be out. Bernie needs to be out. Booty Gag needs to be out. I can never say that dude's name. And Biden needs to be out. Trump needs to be out too. I'm not a fan of the Democrat or Republican Party, so they could all be out as far as I'm concerned. None of them are catering to what we are demanding, what's owed to us. Especially when you guys see all the homeless, as well as like just the problems of gentrification and how it's affected us. Funny thing, oh man, one of my homies are calling me, letting me know that they're in town. Funny thing, what is it? Oh my gosh. I was watching Boys in the Hood the other day. That movie, I love that movie, but it makes me cry on parts because of just things that have happened. And plus, in general, like just, you guys have seen the movie, you know what happens on that movie. But one thing I really dug, that movie was very deep. It talked about gentrification before I even knew what gentrification was. Yeah, man, John Singleton was like right on the money when I mean, he talked about all that stuff, and that movie is so relevant even now. But look at how gentrification is affecting us as a people. We're the ones that are probably getting gentrified more than anybody else. So it's just a trip, like, I'm glad Marrianne Williamson brought it up, made it a part of the conversation, even though at times she was ignored. But at the same time, if she got in there, would it have really happened? I don't know. Like, even when I did my first video on her, I just was more or less asking a question. What do you guys think about her? even with all the things that she was saying. You know, I have a very agnostic approach to even people like this. I'm sorry, this. uh, anyway, you guys, let me know what you think.